All right. Thanks once again for joining with us today, Singapore Salesforce Marketing Cloud Bootcamp. So today our session, Vishal and myself is going to clarify certain questions on Journey Builder and Automation Studio. And Vishal deliver all the last sessions quite aggressively. And then all the sessions are really good. I've reviewed the recordings, and then the participants have been asking multiple questions on the respective products and really see the passion towards to learn Marketing Cloud. And I think I'll open the space to Vishal. So probably we have one first question, so we can discuss on that question as well. So Anita has been asking a question. The first question goes to Anita. On the Journey Builder, we can add CC email to the Journey Builder message, correct? Can a distribution list be added to the CC of a Journey Builder email message? I attempted, but the mail did not arrive. Or is it feasible to dynamically add numerous email addresses to the CC or BCC fields in the Journey Builder from the data extensions dynamically? Vishal, do you want to answer that?
So funny. Would this be a Journey Builder setting, or would this be configured at the email level only?
Yes.
Email level, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think Anita, you've written a question which is in a different way. There is no way, from what I understand, and there is no best practice to keep PCC, CC at a journey level. And I always recommend everyone to go and then set it up that at a email level. And I would prefer to do that at an email level. You could add your CC, BCC at an email levels. So she asking one more question. Is there any possibility that we could capture CC, BCC, which we can store at a data extension level? And can we call those personas or the respective audience or the respective recipients to be at an email level via any AMP script or anything?
No, sorry, I am not clear with the question. So you at the email level, you have configured a list of CC and BCC, and what is it that you want to do now?
I think, Anita, what you're asking is can we dynamically get the CC, BCC from data extension to email, right? Can you confirm that? Okay. Yeah. So that is the thing, Vishal. So let me explain, Anita, what I understand and what I know from a CC and BCC standpoint. All right. So CC stands for our carbon copy, as you already know, and BCC stands for our blind carbon copy. So people leverages these in day-to-day emails to send a copy to other members. All right. So the step number one is, okay, I think Jaffer responded, but I'll add some more points. Ideally, in order to enable CC and BCC in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, the number one step what you have to do is you have to go to the setup and then go to the feature settings and go to an email studio. And then there is an email operational features available where you could enable the BCC emails. So once you enable the BCC emails, what you can do is you have an option at a journey builder level. You should set the CC and BCC options in Journey Builder for sure. If you enable this option, especially if you go and enable the BCC emails, you could go and then set up both the options at a Journey Builder level. You could see under when you drag and drop the email, right? So you have an option in the left-hand side. I believe it's advanced options. If you look at that advanced options, where you can see the copy additional recipients, where you can add those CC and BCC. It is possible to add distribution email to CC like group of email. I'm coming that point as well. So that is through a AMP script that we could be able to achieve it. So that is one more thing. So there is another thing which you could personalized. You could leverage the personalization strings, because if you look at your personalization strings, which is percentile CC address or BCC address, it could define your CC BCC attributes. And you could use that. You can also use an AMP script to use conditional of CC BCC for sure. Let's take an example. There are certain B2B customers. You would need to use CC BCC feature, right? There are plenty of your B2B customers, maybe a 10 or 15 B2B customers. So in that case, what you do is I would refer to have your a VLOOKUP function to help you to check if the customer is presenting in a data extension, and create one data extension. I forgot to say create a data extension, and then you can add an attribute, and that attribute value, which you can add the list of the recipients, like where you want to fetch the CCC, BCC email address. Just leverage the lookup function. That lookup function will help you out to check if the customer is presenting in another data extension, or if it present in the the same data extension to fetch the CC, BCC email address. So that is one way which you could add AMP script, which you could call your CCC, BCC kind of a persons from a data extension. And there is another thing, biggest question is, people ask me one question from one of the two projects where, funny, can we add the CCC, BCC in a transactional messaging API? So when you look at the transactional messaging API, you always have an options which you could use a conditional AMP script in transactional messaging as well. Once you leverage your AMP script in transactional messaging, make sure you use the option to create a journey using transaction API. You have to leverage the send definition and then put that into the payload. Once you put that into the payload, so what will happen is you have an option within the payload where the options, you could just set up those options, and those options will help you out to get the responses of the person, whether the CC, BCC persons have been sent an email or not. Once you set up those options at a payload level, then come back to your journey builder and then define your AMP script tags at an advanced options level, and then it automatically send all the emails for the list of the recipients who define at a data extension level. I can send you some sort of material as well. Maybe I have written somewhere in my blog, but I'll send you that material as well, Anita. I'll just send away to your LinkedIn. I'll send you some links. You can just go through it as well. So, but there are three options, Anita. You could leverage either one. Make sure when you're leveraging transaction emails, of course, you have to leverage one of your transactional API, which you could define some definition and everything at the time. You need to define 2 to 3 conditional statement at payload level, and journey builder optional level as well. I'll just send you right away. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, so meanwhile, I'll ask a couple of questions to Vishal. I know I have few questions, which these are all the scenarios where I see in my day-to-day projects. And these are all the scenarios where my client asks me all the times. Probably I'll ask these questions. So number one question, Vishal.
Yes, Funny.
Is there any ability to change email content? Or my biggest question is, some of my email is already within the journey, all right? And suddenly my marketing team comes and saying that, Funny, we would love to, change some content at a body level. And Funny, can we change the track? Can we change one of the link? Or can you replace my image of one of our CTA image or in CTA links? Or some person comes to me asking that, can you change the banner of our image and all the stuff? So my question is there any ways that we can, change the content without touching the journey builder or without passing the journey builder?
Okay. I think there are different approaches to do this one, but maybe I'll share my experience, and then Funny, I would love to hear what is the approach that you generally take. But in my experience, I've seen two things. So first is, if there is any change in the email body side, anything except the email subject, then what you have to do is you have to stop the current journey, do the changes on the email side, and create a new version and then start the journey. Because when the journey current version goes live, it sort of takes a snapshot of the content within the journey, and then it does not refer back to the actual content copy that is created. So you have to stop the version, make any changes, and then create a new version and go live with that. But if there is any change in the email subject, then you have to not only stop the journey, but also reconfigure that individual email node, because there is a change in the subject. So if you add the email node to the journey builder, what happens is it also it fetches the subject separately and rest of the body separately. And this I specifically know because I worked on one of the client implementation and this was an issue. So, we had to then delete the node, or sorry, not delete the node, but reconfigure that email activity node again, and then create a new version and go live with that. And then things are working fine. So yeah, I think this is the approach that I use. Funny, happy to hear if there's any other approach
Okay,
that you recommend.
ideally, Jaffer is also asking the same question. So one would be changing multiple times on the email would definitely, he's asking a question where does it impact the performance of an email, or does it stops the journeys, inclined towards the performance, towards your marketing emails and all, right? So ideally, if I can do this kind of a thing, so the question would be, people will ask me a question. Funny, I've created a journey in Salesforce Marketing Cloud to send set of emails. The journey is currently active and running. I want to do some changes in existing content of one of our email. Example, like I want to change URL, or I want to change a CTA button. I want to change a body or a kind of an image, or I would love to, update the content assets and as such, right? So I have two options. The first option, Jaffer and Lakshmi, number one point is, you don't need to stop the journey in that case. First thing, no need. What will happen is each email activity in Journey Builder creates a trigger email interactions in the background. Of course, how many of them know, I really not sure, but if you look at each email activity in your Journey Builder, creates a triggered email interactions in the background. All right. So there are two ways you could do this. One way is, once you've done the changes at an email content level, you've done the CTA change, you've done the URL change, you've done the replace image change, and everything you've done it. In order to reflect those changes for a current running journey, what you have to do is, you have to go to the respective running journey, click on or hover your mouse on the email activity, just click on view or update activity. Once you click on view or update activity, just click on save or done, and just click exit the activity. That's it. Once you do it, it's something like, when it just twinkle the journey. That's it. You just twinkle the journey with the option of view or update activity. Once you've done that, so automatically the changes will be reflecting to your journeys without affecting any of your thing. When it coming to performance issues, I don't see any performance issues as far as any customer consent perspective, Jaffer, because this is a common request for every customer. Marketer will come and ask us, and because some enterprise customers no need to change all these things once they design the campaign, but some medium SMB or ESMB customers will come and ask us because they don't have much. They have a couple of changes under one campaign where they are the one who is going to ask multiple changes on the content level. But I don't see any performance issues because it doesn't change or anything from my views perspective. So this is the simplest view. You no need to no need to pass the journey, Lakshmi. Yeah, exactly. You just your update activity, you've done it. That's it. So yes, you're right. You're right. There is one more option. What I can believe is, this is something which ideally is going to, you have to go and then pass the kind of a journey. So what you have to do is, you have to navigate to your email studio and go to your interactions and then find the trigger emails. As I told, every email activity in Journey Builder creates a trigger email interactions in the backend. What you have to do is, let's go back to your email studio, click on interactions, click on triggered emails, and you have to go to the Journey Builder sense at what I know. Find your journey, find the version of the journey which is currently running it. And then there you will find one email activities of your journey. So click on the respective email activity. What you can do is, you can check the boxes next to the emails you would like to update and click the pass button. So simply what you can do is, you can click on pass button for the respective activity for a temporarily, because what will happen here is, there's a question where if we pass the button, Vani, is there any emails will, ideally the question is the emails will stop and then it will impact our performance, it will impact our business and all. But while you pass the activity at a Journey Builder send level via triggered emails, what will happen is, it temporarily, the sends will not go out. What will happen is, the sends will be stayed in queue. It will never impact of your performance. The sends will be in queue. And then automatically, once you activate it, then automatically the sends will go as usually. So once the activity has been passed, what you can do is there is a checkbox for sure. There is a checkbox which is beside the email activity. What I know, just click on publish changes. Once you click on publish changes, what will happen is you'll get a success message saying that your changes have been published at a journey level for the respective email journey activity. Then there's an option where you can see start or restart kind of an option. Just click on start. That's it. That's for Lakshmi. So you have an option inside your triggered emails under interactions for Email Studio. You just go there and then find out all the versions of your email will come to your picture. Within the versions, you will find all the email activities of your journey. Yeah, you can find it all this inside your journey builder sense. So we started the campaign, but it was unsuccessful due to some activity error. If you reactivate it, how will it perform? Will it perfectly produce the results required to meet the target criteria? No, Jaffer, because the journey you got an issue, it got been errored out. You need to understand why it has been errored out. So what are all the implications have been, created with the journey? You have to go and then fix the journey. And then what you can do is I would recommending to, restart the journey again. Because if that error again, so what I would recommend is to go and then find out through a journey builder sense and then check it out, which version it has been impacted error out, and find out is that error has been happening at a entry level or this error has been happening at the middle of the journey, and find out how many customers have been impacted. You have to check manually only. There's no other way that what I know, except there's another way through an API. You have to check manually for the respective node, which email has been impacted, what has been error out, and then find out. Once you fix it, you have to go on the restart once again or create a new version and then click on start. That is the only option. Yep. So I think my next question, Vishal. Vishal, I have 5 million subscribers. All right. All my 5 million subscribers are my primary data extension subscribers. Okay. Every day, all the subscribers have been updated by my source system through Snowflake. All right. We're gonna use an automation. We update upset operations at SQL level, and then we're trying to publish the latest changes for the 5 million subscribers. So is it a good practice to implement multiple criteria at a journey criteria level, or should we go to an automation and then design a separate or leverage the SQL queries and then put the resulting values for a campaign at a separate campaign DE level and then use that DE at a start of your journey?
I would say that if it is possible to filter the records, the user records before ingesting them into the journey, that I think would be better considering the performance of the journey, and considering that all the records that are ingested into the journey, they have been validated via proper SQL queries considering all the filter criteria. So in my opinion, I think it would be better to filter them out via SQL queries before the journey ingestion. But yeah, I would love to hear your inputs on this.
Okay, so ideally, I always prefer to have this 5 million subscribers, which is completely, of course, that is a daily operation, which is hitting one data extension for all the upside activity of the primary subscribers. So I would not take a chance for bringing or putting the criteria at a journey level. So I always prefer to have a campaign level data extensions to be created. And then I'm going to call the primary DE and then filter at a SQL level and then push the resulting audience at a separate DE and then use a DE as my entry source. Yeah, because this is one of the best practice. If you feel it's more than multiple subscribers and you're keeping your multiple criteria at journey level, which is not recommended ideally, that creates a lot of course, the marketing cloud works with better performances with all the criteria and all, but in order to see high level, I don't recommend that, because sometimes you really don't know whether the condition accepts, and it'll take a lot of time to load the people or the load subscribers at a journey entry level, which causes the performance issues as well. Yeah. So thank you for that question. I think Rahul is asking a question saying that which is the best option to schedule a journey which needs to run on specific dates? May not be same dates monthly. For example, on double digits, say 5, 5, 6, 6, etc. Which is the best option to schedule a journey? So you're asking at Rahul, what I would recommend is normally it's a good question actually. So if you're leveraging Einstein, if you're leveraging your Einstein send time optimization, that would be a really good option for every customer, because I would requesting everyone to have some sort of Einstein engagement frequency, Einstein content tagging, Einstein send time optimization. If you can build that, so what will happen is what Einstein will capture all your 30 days data. We will require at least 30 days to see your journeys, performances, and everything. So based on the journey's performances, what Einstein will provide you is it will give you an analytics at your analytics studio level, saying that what is the best time that you're getting a most received, what is the best day, best time you're receiving most engagements. So based on it, I would always prefer in the journey builder, just leverage the journey builder activity, the Einstein engagement activities. Then you could set it up the right times, and that automatically takes the right benefits. So any thoughts, Vishal, from your side?
Yes, funny. I would definitely agree that using the Einstein node would be a best recommendation. But a slightly different option here would be like, if at all you have some specific dates like double digits dates, 1 1 2 2 3 3 5 5 6 6, then what you can do is like, if you are able to create a separate data extension where these dates are already entered in that data extension, and you can maybe let the journey run every day, and then the first node in the journey itself can be check in that data extension if the date matches with that date in the data extension that has all the days. So in that case, what will happen, although the journey is running daily, but then the first check itself is check whether the current date is the date that is entered in the data extension. So if current date is 5/5 and it checks in the data extension says 5/5, then it'll move on to the next node. If yeah, something like that. So a combination of an automation SQL, if is something that you can maybe try to control the date, is something that I think can be achieved using this method.
Yeah, I think Rahul's question is something which what he thoughts about is like, typically, sorry to be clear, my question is on journey scheduling. Typically, the scheduling evaluating is only monthly, weekly, or daily. So you wanted to run a specific times on a respective day as a recurring kind of a schedule. So I think the only option which is predominantly you could leverage, you could create an SSJS activity which will start this automation, and or else you could leverage your automation studio to define at certain timings and certain dates, which you could use a recurring kind of a rescaling kind of a thing. I would say by using SQL. I think Aishwarya also has given some sort of, if you're sending the same email, then make use DE created from SQL as a source. Wait activity can be used as initial step in the journey. Yeah, that's also a possible option. Yeah, it's a good option as well. Thanks, Rahul, for the question. That's a good question. So let's ask one more question to Vishal. Vishal, so my customer come back and asking me is, is really typical to, you don't have any internal resources, first of all, any development resources. And he wanted to, he's very quite new to the marketing cloud. And, at an analytics level, at an intelligent report level, you have an option where you can see the out of the box email performance reports, and then journey performance reports as well, right? But is there any way that I could capture the journey level analytics, anything that I can do at a journey level to capture subscriber engagement on a separate data extension, so that I would not use my data views to capture and put my custom filters and everything? Is there anything that I can capture at data extension level on every day, so that it'll keep update at a journey level, and then I'll use my data aware specialist to work on through a CSV or something to export all the DE through FTP or a normal option, and then build some performance analytics on top of it.
Sure. Funny. So in this scenario, what can be done is we can create a separate data extension and call it something like a journey log data extension. And then within the journey, we can use contact update activity throughout the journey at different points. And then what we can do is, as the user processes through the journey, we can use that contact update activity to update the log data extension with some specific value. For example, email once sent. So you can have an contact update activity and update that log data extension with some specific message or some sort of a log message that tells you that what is the current step that the user has passed in the journey. So when step 1 is passed, you enter a message saying step 1 completed. Then when the user completes step 2 or some other check node or something else, then you update the same data extension saying step 2 completed. You can decide whether you want to update the data extension or you want to append the record. And along with the log message, you can also add a field which is the timestamp and as many other fields that you want to basically create that log. And then that data extension log can be exported to a CSV, and then it will be like a tabular data available in CSV in Excel, wherein you can it'll give you a log level history, just like you have your backend server logs, like timestamp, subscriber key, step 1 completed, then same subscriber key, step 2 completed, timestamp, and so on. So then that you can create a pivot or charts and any of these things to analyze the data.
Yeah, I think sounds good. So it's a simple admin activity which everyone would love to enable that, and this is especially really good for even for all the customers across the enterprise. And Rahul asking one question. So in the update activity, contact activity, right, Vishal? So can we be able to update more than 5 attributes? I mean, do we have a limit? Of course, for sure. So can we be able to update more than 5 attributes?
More than 5 attributes. I think for a log level, generally like log message, timestamp, subscriber key, I think 5 attributes generally should be enough.
I mean, there are some
I-
there are some things, right, where if a person like a capturing of custom fields as well. So like I want to capture the brand, which brand he belongs to, and which specialty belongs to, which is his persona, and a couple of other like maximum 5, Rahul. Yes. So
maybe can you then have 2 contact update activities back to back? Like first activity will update 5 attributes, second activity will update another 5 attributes, the same data extension, and will update or append. So
but do we really, see one thing, Rahul, one thing this is a simple admin thing. So if you want to capture more than 5, let's go to the AMP script level. So that is very, very simple. You can capture more attributes in AMP script level, and then you could define, but I would not recommend to have more attributes to be captured at the sendlog level, because it always have a lot of performances, and then don't keep all this, thing, always maximum 4 to 5, which gives a lot of impact on the primary database level, so that you could use the data for your relationships to capture subscriber versus send log data or open sources and all. So there is a relation, right? So that you could build a couple of analytics as well on the analytics side. But yeah, because I work with the big customers, and I haven't recommended them for having so many attributes, because I only recommended them to have at least top 5. And most of them I would recommend to leverage most out of the box capabilities of Marketing Cloud. If you could do a lot of coding, and then they'll use to it, and they'll ask you more number of questions. So it's a typical consulting, of course, typical customer kind of a mind. Yeah, so that's one question. Apart from subscriber key, how can we capture the phone number or email using contact update? Apart from subscriber key, how can we capture the phone number or email using contact update? Why do we capture the phone number or email using contact update, Rahul? Because is that something that you're already using their email as an attribute to sending an email, right? Which is already a primary for you. So that is really required. I mean, to keep in log. That's what you have already in attributes, right? So you could leverage those attributes from a main data extension level, and then pass the values back to your send log. Keeping send log more hefty, right? Which gives a lot of performance issues as well. All right, I'll ask one more question to Vishal. Vishal, I mean, one person, I mean, the customer come back to me and saying that he would love to remove some of the subscribers at the middle of the journey. Can we be able to delete or remove the subscribers at the middle of the journey? Is that something could be achievable? Can we do that?
So I mean, like, is the exit criteria not configured in the journey?
Is it configured? But still the person at, because my exit criteria is, which is at like almost more than, it'll take another 30 days to exit from the journey from my logics perspective. But he would wanted to, quickly, remove out of the journey because he's creating some nuisance to in order to forwarding emails and all this stuff. But I don't want this guy to be, receive more number of emails.
Can I suppress the email address? The global
Guy is already at a
suppression
part
list.
of middle of the journey, right?
Yeah, but even if middle of the journey, if you add that email address of that subscriber to the suppression list, then no more emails will be sent to that subscriber.
Okay. Yeah, one auto suppression list is the one which you can start at starting of the journey, Rahul, but the person already is middle of the journey. So is there any other way? I mean, if anyone has any other ideas. So because okay, so at send level, it will check auto suppression always. No, I mean, see, send level, it always checks an auto suppression. But I mean, is there any admin stuff which you can quickly do it? I mean, as a person like me, I don't have all this time to suppress and all the stuff. So suddenly I don't have any suppression kind of a thing which have been built up. So do we have a feature for the person to find and remove a journey contact in Journey Builder? I mean, so we have an option, right, Vishal, so we have an option. If you can go to the Journey Help panel, right, you can look at the contact path and you can look at the contact key in search box. And if you see the person has been creating a lot of things and all, you can simply remove the contact and you can remove it from Journey as well.
Oh, so in that search box, like you mentioned, is there an option to force exit?
Yeah, force exit. Yeah, you can go. What you can do is just open any running or stop journey and then click on health panel, the journey health panel. So in the path, you can get to know the person contact key in the search box and then find the person where he's been in the journey and then just try to remove from the journey.
Okay, I haven't tried that, but I will definitely give it a try.
Yeah, this is.
Thanks for sharing that, Funny.
Can we add exit criteria for this scenario? You can add exit criteria. No, Anita, you can't do it because it's already there. You have to clone and then pass exit criteria. But if you clone it again, then the problem will create, the people will already start again. You'll get a fresh start. Well, it's a ask. Okay, so the another question, Vishal. So how I can get to know still how many days subscribers still be at the journey level? So wanted to see how many days a person is still in the journey. Is there anything that I can use some quick tools to grab or export a list of all the subscribers are still at the journey and they're having still some 50-60 days to exit from the journeys?
So I think that same option, the journey, what is it called? Dashboard or the section wherein you get a detailed log of the journey.
Yeah, I mean, journey health panel is the one which will get to know the person, how many days still the person has been. But ideally, if I go, what I'll do is there's only one way that I can do is a manual way. I can manually see each and every person, and then I can see each and every journey. How many people are still at the journey? How many people are at 30 days, 20 days, 10 days, and all the stuff. So, is there anyone has any idea about how we can build some queries or any other tools available for us to check?
Funny, journey history is the same thing that you're referring to as health panel, the journey history, right?
Yeah, exactly. The same panel.
Perfect. Yes.
Journey health
Yeah, and I
panel.
think if you have that logging thing implemented via contact update activity, then using that you can also run a query and find out what's the last step where the user, which is the last step that a user has completed, and you already know the total duration of the journey. So if the user has reached second step, which generally would happen on 5th day, and you know the total journey is 30 days, then you can run a query and get that, like, still there's 25 days remaining for the user.
All right. There is a log download option in journey history. Okay. Thanks, Rahul. So we'll find that option as well. I think pretty much these are all some of my use cases on day-to-day. Will people ask me all the time? If anyone has any other questions, so please feel free to ask us. So we'll definitely gonna discuss in our panel. It's not anyone, but you can ask any questions. It's all right, guys. We're all a team, so we can ask any questions.
There was one topic, funny, that was discussed during the journey builder session. I think somebody asked this question regarding using Salesforce data as an entry DE for a journey. So I thought I'll show a demo, but in my demo account, I don't have Salesforce CRM connected. So I found this YouTube video. I'm posting the link in chat box. It is the video is from Cameron Robert. It says Journey Builder Salesforce data entry on new record in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So if you just search on YouTube this particular video, then Cameron has shown step by step in the video like how you can use a particular object from Salesforce, like a lead object or any other object, and how you can select the entry event, whether you want to add the user when the contact is created for the first time or when the contact is updated. So I think this video should be able to answer the question that was asked during the journey builder session. So yeah,
Thanks.
I just wanted to close the loop.
Yeah, thanks, Vishal. I think so. What I know, many of the customers, especially non-profit or any SMB customers, like the same scenario where they're using Sales Cloud as their source of truth database, and then they're trying to sync with MC Connect, and then using a synchronized data extension, right? So I think some of the partners are always recommending, saying that okay, let's sync with synchronized data extensions, and then user data extensions for us to put them into directly into the journey builder, and then putting them into the queries and all the stuff, right? So which is not recommendable. I think whatever Vishal has explained, I think for any person who want to receive a quick alert, like from Salesforce, use flows and all now to automate the customer's email sending options. But if you would love to do a marketing cloud to Salesforce and all the stuff, if any lead or contact creating in Salesforce, so I would recommend to use Journey Builder Salesforce entry activity, so that it's just a kind of trigger activity where you can just trigger an email within fraction of seconds. This gives a lot of impact from a customer centric point of view in the customer experience as well. So resources perspective, Lakshmi, in terms of scenarios, let me find out, is there anything which I haven't seen? I always follow one thing, which is my help, marketing cloud help and articles. And after that, yeah, day to day, when you be working with all the scenarios where we have adaptable for multiple use cases, and there are so many folks in marketing cloud which are keep leveraging their inputs and their blogs. Yeah, that really help us for us to grow in any area. Which the only thing is, like, we need our time. We need time to put and investigate on one idea and element, so that we require a time to sit and then start investigating and then write the notes and then talk on multiple use cases, and then if you have sessions like this, so people really asking all these questions and clarify from expert panels. That gives a lot of interest towards the product, and then get the great job in their ecosystem. Because trust me, this is one of the area where I've plenty of jobs in marketing cloud, plenty of handsome high salaries. From an entire Salesforce perspective, marketing cloud is very hard. So as for you asking a question, there are 3 touch points in a journey. Each touch point is based on engagement. Customer who didn't engage for 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months and more, which is the best method to configure the journey here. Tricky part is it is not like same person. It is not like same person who received touch point 1 should receive touch point 3 in later period of time. It is a good approach to create 3 journeys and connect them based on update, contact, activity. Okay. Customer who didn't engage from 6 months, 12 months, and 24 months.
Funny, can I give it a try?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so Aishwarya, I think we can again make use of the contact update activity here. So yeah, I imagine that there will be a decision node which will check for engagement less than 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. And if the engagement, if no engagement in 6 months, then the user will enter that branch, and maybe you can use a contact update activity to set a field at the user record level in data extension saying considered for 6 months journey, right? And let's say again in that 6-month journey also there is no engagement, then at the end of that 6-month journey you can set that flag again back to false, like no engagement and something like that, so that when the user then user enters the next path, check for 12 month and so on. So you can make use of that field in the data extension that you have updated using contact update to check whether the 6-month journey was successful or not. If that was successful, then don't let the user enter the second branch of 12 months, and same for 24 months and so on. So basically just sort of create a flag at the data extension user record level, and then just play around with the flag using contact update activities, whether you want to turn that on or off, and that's it. Does that help, Aishwarya? Or Funny, if you have any other approach.
No, I think I would follow the same approach, Vishal, because it's so simple from an admin perspective, leveraging the same criteria which contains multiple nodes. So Aishwarya, what will be the source criteria then?
Source criteria, source will be the data extension on which the users that you want to ingest into that journey. And using contact update activities, you can then update a field in that data extension using contact update activity. Yeah, it is possible to update a field in that data extension.
Yep, anything. It is like all of them who are eligible for 16, 12, and 24.
If a particular user is eligible for all 3, 6, 12, and 24, then I think definitely you will want them to enter the 24 months path, because that's the longest period where there is no engagement. So you first check for 24 months, 10, 12 months, then 6 months. So if user is satisfying the criteria for 24 months, then obviously he hasn't engaged for 12 and 6 months also. So in SQL, I can use 6, 12, or 24 and ingest that data. Yeah, I think you can ingest the record. So based on decision, they take different paths. Yes. So yeah, you need to use decisions. You need to use contact update activity. And joins, yes, joins as well. Okay, thanks, Aishwarya.
All right. So any other questions, guys? So if not, I think we have a session tomorrow with Aishwarya, and she's going to talk about how to become a marketing cloud developer and what skills are required, and what is a marketing cloud developer center, what are all the resources available. She's going to explain us everything. Before that, I'll have question. If the DE already has 6, 12, 24 data available, then the distance split is enough, along with splits, and they should go wait and joins, and they should use contact activities as well sometimes to capture back the rest of the activities. Any other questions, team? If no questions, I think we'll wrap the session, the small session, which I think the use cases are really helpful for each and everyone. Aishwarya is going to talk tomorrow, and probably please register and join tomorrow's session as well. And there's quite a new concept that I haven't been attended for how to become a marketing cloud developer. And because marketing cloud developer has plenty of scope in the current market, which comes with different skill set and different criteria altogether. And please request everyone to join and then learn from Aishwarya. She's going to talk about not only for how to become a marketing cloud developer, but she's going to talk about a marketing cloud developer center, and she's going to talk about a couple of other development skills which is required to become, and she's going to provide a couple of resources as well to upskill from an admin to developer. All right. All right, guys, thank you for joining with us today. And thank you, Vishal, for running all the sessions. From last 5 sessions are automation and journey builder. And we've updated all the sessions at our YouTube recordings. We just go through it and we cover most of the scenarios and all the activities across automations and journey builder. If any questions, you could just reach out to us and keep joining us and then keep learning, can keep growing as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Fanny.
Thanks, Vishal.